Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and we're back. Happy New Year. I hope all is well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for sitting with me. We are gathered here today to pull for Gemini. So if your sun, moon, or rising is in Gemini, this reading is for you, okay? Now, keep in mind we're reading for a big group of Gemini, so not everything I'm going to say is going to resonate with each and every one of you. But grab what resonates, throw out what doesn't, and I really hope that this reading brings you all of the clarity that you need. And these were actually the cards that flew out while I was shuffling before I pressed play on the camera. And we're just going to see what messages are showing up for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising. Now, these readings normally show up seasonal, right? They're seasonal, so the next time that we do visit like this, it will be around March, April. But I am working on a Patreon type of vibe where I am going to do daily readings or extended readings, and I'm so excited. A lot of you guys were telling me I should, so they are coming. Granted, we are still going to have readings like this on the channel, so don't worry. But for extended messages, for daily messages, for people that really want just more guided messages, more messages with the divine, I will be working on that very soon. So that's it. Let's jump in and get started, and let's see what's showing up for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Okay, these cards jumped up too. Okay, Gemini, I kind of see what's going on, and let me just say, Gemini, you really want to make meaningful connections this year. I feel like you want to have a better friend circle, or you want to feel like you are included or having more of a brotherhood or a sisterhood. I just feel that something about last year made you really see who your real friends are, or made you realize who you needed to step away or walk away from. And because of that, you've been on this spiritual kick. I have to say it like that, a spiritual kick. And I say that because maybe you are now really devoting yourself to your spiritual studies. You want to give more to yourself. You want to pour into yourself. You really want God to be walking with you every step of the way. Because there's something about 2024 and even 2023 that made you feel very disconnected from your peers, that made you feel disconnected from everything. And you have been spending a great deal of time, from what I'm getting in your reading, focusing on what truly matters, and again, pouring back into you. So on one hand, I do see that a lot of you will be taking your spiritual hygiene very seriously. So by spiritual hygiene, I mean you are not going to be indulging too much on things that are not good for you. You are not going to be in spaces where there's negative conversations, because every time that happens, Gemini, you end up getting blamed for something. You end up being the focal point. You end up being painted the villain, when really the person in question got away with everything. But because you fit the description, they're going to come at you, Gemini, before they come at anyone else. I just feel like, Gemini, you're just not going to be putting yourself in a position to get set up anymore. So you are really evaluating who you call a friend and who you invite into your life right now. Not only that, like I said, you're really focused on your money and getting things in order for yourself, because it's been up and down for some. And on a positive note, if you've been doing very well financially, it's just a matter of wanting to feel more stable within that and not spending frivolously for no reason. I feel like this year you're taking it very seriously to do everything intentionally. I don't feel like you want to, and granted, I love this about Gemini. I love this about the sign Gemini. You guys really do live in the moment. And if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. But if you want to do it, you're going to do it until it's done. And if you don't like it, then you'll do something else. I love that about you guys. But I even feel like sometimes Gemini gets sick and tired of Gemini shenanigans and Gemini shit. I feel like even you guys get tired of your own shit. And you guys are just kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to stay still. I'm going to be in my house. I'm going to enjoy everything I worked for. I'm going to watch this show. I'm going to rot on my couch and watch my favorite Netflix series. And I'm going to eat my favorite foods. And I'm going to just be with myself or be with the people that I love. I feel like you guys really genuinely want connection. You genuinely want friends, or to feel included, or to feel more closer to your family. And this year, Gemini, you're going to be getting exactly that. I do see that here. I do see that here for some of you. Now, 8 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. 8 of Swords is feeling trapped within your mind, trapped within yourself. 6 of Pentacles is what you have to give, what you have to work for, what you put out there is what you get back. It's a good level of balance. So this is talking about spending and making sure that you guys are prioritizing that, making sure that you're paying off what's important and you're saving what you need to save. So be very, very mindful about your spending, Gemini. I'm not saying you don't have it. I'm not saying that you don't got it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you could be blessed to make, I don't know, $20,000 in a month. You could be blessed to really be able to pull in that amount of money. But for whatever reason, child, you done spent it on something that you kind of don't need, but your twin told you that you needed it, so you went out and you got it anyways, and now your other twin is like, well, we're over it, so can we return it? But now you can't find the receipt, so now you done have this expensive thing in your house, you're over it, it doesn't even fit your energy anymore. Gemini, you don't need it, put it back. You don't need it, you don't need it, you don't need it. And I actually feel like a lot of you are probably getting ready to declutter and get rid of a lot of stuff that y'all don't even need, because if you guys are wanting to feel light again and to feel like things are moving as it needs to, you have to start decluttering all of the little cheese or whatever that's there that doesn't really need space in your life. And if it's not the things that you buy, it's, again, it can be relationships, connections, or bad things that you're holding on to that's not really making room for other things to kind of flow into your life that is good for you. So similar to Pisces energy, Pisces is in a space where if there's way too much negative talk in the room, they take a step back and they gotta leave because they don't want to absorb all of that, right? Gemini, even though you guys have the gift for gab and you guys know everything that's going on, even Gemini is going to be in a space of, I know what's going on, I know the ins and outs, I can get the information if I wanted to, but it's none of my business and I'm gonna leave it alone. Meaning I'm no longer the source, or I'm not going to be the person that spreads it far and wide what's going on. I'm gonna leave it be. Because Gemini, there's a vibe here of, every time I have spoken on it, or every time I have warned people, or every time I have tried to help, I ended up being the bad guy. And there is some truth to that, Gemini, but at the same time, part of the reason why, Gemini, you were probably involved or helping people or trying to be a voice of reason was really truly because you care. I feel like you have to honor your sensitivity. You have to honor that this is a part of who you are, and it's okay. It's okay that you cry. It's okay that that hurts your feelings. And because of that, you have to not only embrace that you're a sensitive being and that you're an empathic being, but you have to protect that part of yourself. And that's understanding not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to like how you're moving. Not everybody's going to like the shift that you're making for yourself. And you cannot take that personal. And I say that with love. You cannot take that personal. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, as much as you want to build community, you want to shift in a different direction, people don't want that, or people benefited from you being the way that you were, or whatever the case may be. Still honor the direction that you're taking. Still be open to the possibilities. Don't block opportunities out of fear. Embrace everything that wants to flow in. I feel like a lot of you guys would benefit from doing like a cleanse, manifestation, a detox, anything that's just going to help you feel centered, and writing down everything you would like for this year and making it happen. Now, Gemini, when it comes to love and connection, 9 of Pentacles reverse, Temperance hasn't really been easy for love, huh? Hasn't been the greatest when it comes to connection and intimacy. So what can I see for Gemini when it comes to love? 3 of Cups reverse, Page of Pentacles. I just heard I'm walking away from what I'm used to. I just heard that. Like, you're no longer entertaining those type of relationships, or even wanting to date someone that reminds you of who you used to be with. And no shade, I'm just going to say this. It kind of feels like if you have always dated within your ethnic group, you may be thinking, you know what, it's time for me to jump out of the box and go over here where it's different, and I can see if that works for me. I just feel like a lot of you guys are tired of dealing with the same old, personally. Okay. So for Gemini, there is the possibility of making new friends and making new connections. Because one thing I feel so strongly about for Gemini, you want family, you want connection, you want to spend time with the people that truly care about you, and you want to stop making space for people that don't. You want to stop putting energy for people that don't. And you're going to be fighting for what you believe in this year. So I do see that there's a possibility for love to blossom for Gemini. I do see a possibility of a new connection, a new relationship. I do see that for a lot of Gemini, actually. I do. But for those of you that's been in this back and forth, Gemini, I feel like you are embracing the fact that you are a sensitive being, and you can no longer do whatever that this is. You have to just accept this about yourself, and you can't make everyone happy. You know, I just heard intuitively, don't take it personal. Don't take whatever that this is personal. It says, become true to who you are. Show the world who you really are and what you were born to do. You're more than just how people perceived you. You have so many layers, Gemini, and you deserve to express every part of that. Okay. Now, when it comes to career, financial healing, your money struggles are going to be a thing of the past, but be open to all avenues. Be very mindful of spending, right? I do feel like this year, like I said in the beginning of your reading, money will improve, but again, please be mindful of your spending. You will probably see a shift around the spring season. I would recommend my money drawing intention oil or my good luck intention oil. I wear this before I start readings, and I anoint my candles with this, and I even mix this in with my lotions or shea butters, and it is just a vibe. I feel like you guys should be just always inviting in the energy of good luck, money, fortune, and everything in between. That would be really beneficial for you guys. But let's say you're not trying to manifest that. I think everyone should, no matter what. But peace, setting the intention for peace, that's also good too. Okay. So Gemini, I see you, and I see your efforts, and I don't feel that it's gonna go in vain. I see it, and you should be very proud of yourself at the progress that you're making even right now. All right, there are going to be people or situations that are going to bring you back to a place that you have fought so hard to get away from. Things of the past relationships, things that you thought were over. Certain things might resurface again, and you will be tested. Off and on this year, you will be tested. You have to prove that you are not your past, and you are not your mistakes. You are not a crash out. You have learned, and you will adjust to this, or you will handle this differently than you used to. And that's going to invite so much more blessings, because you're literally doing the work, Gemini. And this is for all of you that have stumbled across this video, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what you had to sacrifice. You know how it's been. You know how difficult it is. You know that people just don't like y'all sometimes, because you are authentically who you are, and you have to stay rooted in that, Gemini, especially this year where that could be tested, where people are going to try to take you out of your element, out of your character. Do you understand, Gemini? Like, God sees the good, or God sees what you're trying to do, but so does low vibration, so does evil. So you have to make sure that you're counteracting that by rising above it every single time. Even if that means standing up for the people that you love, people in your family, you have to handle the situation differently, even if you want to crash out. this is going to be a year, Gemini. But I do feel like it's going to work out. It's going to be beautiful. And you just got to do what you got to do, and you can't really worry about how people feel about that. You just got to do what's best for you. And don't let anyone take you off of your throne. That's your message. Don't let anyone take you out of character like that. Now, if it's deserved, it's deserved. But all the time, pick and choose your battles. You have a lot going for yourself. You have a lot to look forward to. Or you got a lot to do. You got a lot to organize. And right now, the divine needs you to make sure that you handle that. Because there are some Geminis out there. Good example of this, he's a rapper. I think he's having like a issue right now with substances. There are some Geminis that are having a very hard time seeing the light and working through that and balancing out that twin energy within them. There are some that are really going through an imbalance. See? Imbalance with the Temperance showing up reverse. So work through these imbalances by holding yourself accountable and doing the shadow work and keeping your word. That's how you defeat this. Anyways, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for sitting with me and trusting in me to do this reading for you. We'll be back in March or April for a guided reading again. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. It really helps the channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you really liked it. And we'll be back with another one. Bye, guys. Love you. Happy New Year.